Bonjour to today's video tutorial is going to be really short, so it won't be a lot of notes, but it's mostly just memorization. We're learning a new verb today, so we've already learned être, we've already learned regular ER verbs. Today we're going to learn about a verb called avoir. Avoir means to have in English, and it is irregular, so unlike the regular ER verbs, it's more similar to être, where you just need to memorize the way that each one is conjugated. So avoir is the infinitive, and then we have each conjugation for the subjects here below. So to say I have in French is j'ai, you have is tu as, he, she, or it has is il a or elle a. We have is nous avons, and this is a good example of the liaison with the S at the end. It makes that sound nous avons. You have is vous avez, and they have is ils ont or elles ont. So it's very important to memorize these. This verb comes up a lot in French, as you can imagine, not only in the present tense, but also later in the year when we learn the past tense. You really need to know this verb so that your life is a lot easier going forward. So write these down, memorize them. We'll be practicing a lot in class. So once again, I have is j'ai, you have is tu as, he has is il a, or it has is il a as well, she has is elle a, we have is nous avons, you have is vous avez, and they have is either ils ont or elles ont. Final note about avoir with idiomatic expressions. So there are many times when a sentence that you think should use être will actually use avoir in French. So for example, in English we say I am cold or I am afraid, so you would think you would say je suis for each of those using être, but in French those actually use avoir. It's more of an idiomatic expression for them, meaning it's not as literal. So instead of saying I am cold, they say more like I have cold. So these are all expressions that we would think would use être, but actually use avoir. So it's important to be familiar with these so that if you're on a test or you're speaking or writing, you're not accidentally using the wrong verb. So for example, to say how old you are, you say avoir and then the number of years. So if you're 15, you'd say j'ai 15 ans. To say that you need something is avoir besoin de. To be lucky is avoir de la chance. To be hot is avoir chaud. To feel like is avoir envie de. To be cold is avoir froid. To be ashamed of is avoir honte de. To look like is avoir l'air. To be afraid of is avoir peur de. To be right is avoir raison. To be sleepy is avoir sommeil. And to be wrong is avoir tort. So of course these are all in the infinitive right now. So if you wanted to say I am wrong, you would need to conjugate avoir, which we know to conjugate that for is j'ai, which means I have. So then you put that back in here. So then it becomes j'ai tort, j'ai raison, nous avons raison. So you need to know the conjugation for these, as well as the fact that these are the typical expressions that use avoir. So go ahead and put these in your notes, memorize them, and we'll be practicing a lot in class. A bientôt!